Hello, my good friends. How are you all doing today? Wednesday, January 18th, year 2017. Just like that, we gone past half the first half of the first month in the year 2017. Before we know it, December 31st will be knocking on the door, and we'll be wondering what exactly is going on. Han, how are you and how are you doing? I hope you feel better. I was supposed to get back to you on that thing, but unfortunately I could not. I will after this podcast. I haven't seen you now. And now Fugara, I see you. Abu Mokhtar Maujida, I want to try and call that name. I see you and I thank you for being here. For me, how are you doing? Bani Shebi, Abakade Jola Oluwa, I thank you all for being here and I really appreciate you. Without even knowing what I'm going to say, Anne has already shared. I thank you for that, hand. That's trusting me completely, and I appreciate that. Oshibote Shegun, my good friend, thank you for being here too. Binkwe Lori, I appreciate you. God bless you all. My name is Doyinsola Ilori for the people who are watching me for the first time, but on Facebook I go by Ajoke Adeomo Ayinde. This is not what I want to talk about today, this issue of this guy that died in Nigeria, but I'm just going to briefly touch on it. I don't want to talk about it because it's too close to home. Thank you, Binkwe, for sharing. It's too close to home, and it's a subject. Mr. Adeshino, I see you. Tobo, I see you, and I thank you, Kenneth. It's a subject that is too close to home for me, and I don't want to talk about my ex or something on this platform again. But one thing I would like to mention is the fact that first and foremost, the family should not have put the pictures of those boys out like that. That was really a big violation. It was an abuse on those kids. They're too young to be exposed to the world just like that because they wanted to score whatever point or the other. It is unfortunate that young man died in Nigeria. It is unfortunate that we have, thank you, Kenneth. It is unfortunate that we have a system that really almost cannot help us. Towo, Happy New Year to you too. How's the family doing? It is unfortunate that we're in a system, or we run a system, we have found ourselves in a system, Babajide Wale, I see you, that we really can't do nothing about. Why should anybody be abducted? Why should they not be able to rescue? The things that are going on too often, kidnapping and ransom has become such a big business in Nigeria now that it is unfortunate. Extremely unfortunate. I don't want to go into what they said the guy did, spraying dollars and so on, which may be the reason why he attracted people to himself, the bad people to himself. But the truth of the matter is, even those of us that we go home these days, we go home and we lay so low because we understand very well that when we go there, there's little of exposure that you should do with yourself and, for yourself. So, well, may God rest his soul. But to all of you who have looked at that video or those videos and you have all just gone after the wife like, well, that is what the women abroad do. That is what, the only thing I just would like to say is this. We do not know all those things that the guy did before that girl started reacting. I read somewhere, a girlfriend put it on my wall that the guy had gone out on one of them. I'm not making a case for the woman or the guy now, but you see, when we want to comment on social media, we just should be a little bit careful. I just looked at those things, and when I looked at them, I'm like, I saw one thing, that guy was very close to his kids, and it is unfortunate that he would never ever have those kids, or those kids would never have him again. Look at the first one that he was, like playing with them and so on. But you see, that is what the manipulative spouse does. Women do it, men do it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this particular guy is just trying to manipulate those boys. The moment you know that you have a problem with your spouse, the kids, then you now turn extra nice to the kids because you want to score a point with them. Very manipulative spouses do it. I've been accused of doing things. That's why I said it's not just a guy thing now. Having said that, I read that he went out overnight. It wasn't like he contacted her all through the night or something. I just strolled in the morning like nothing. I was playing with the children. Of course, to the average Nigerian man back home, that you all can just do what you like and just go whenever you like, it's okay. But ask our Nigerian men that they are married to Akatas and Noyibos here. How would you just leave the house and just go overnight? Like, how dare you? This is my house. Yeah, these things are just not right. Treat your woman right. Treat your women right. If you treat your women right, I'm telling you, most of these problems we have, we won't have them. I know we women, we have our own issues too. But you see, when you are treating that woman right, let the world see that you are treating her right. Let her family see that you are treating her right. Let your family, let all the friends see that, yes, you're doing the right thing. When they see all of these things, when they see you do the right thing, Funlayo Olowo Kudra, Oluwole Oderinde, Chike and Steve, I see you all and I thank you sincerely all for being here. You see, when the world sees that you are doing right with your spouse, whether the male or the female, or the world sees that you are trying, at times like this, people will stand up for you and people will be able to say this is what it is or this is what it is not it. Don't go into marriages for the wrong reasons. Don't go and bring somebody you think is the biggest fool and then you turn around and say I brought you in and then this is what you have turned to, male or female. We should go back to the reason why we want to marry, which is basically what I think is love. If you don't love somebody, don't marry this person. Yesterday I see you and I thank you for being here. Do not marry this person because you feel that you must be in matrimony. Don't be pressurized into marrying, please. I keep saying it, don't be pressurized into marriage, don't be pressurized into marriage, and don't be pressurized into marriage. Let the world say anything. Let anybody say anything. Let your family say anything. Because the moment you compromise on anything, the moment you compromise on any behavioral act, I see you yesterday, oh, thank you for being here. The moment you compromise on any behavioral act or something that you really do not like, it's going to really hurt that marriage at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. And that is the truth. If you would not marry for love, please do not marry. That's my message on that. And that's about all I want to do today. That's my son. I don't see it in this position. So it's like I really am violating his whatever. Well, it's what it is. I'm natural. And I hope he does not mind. He's trying to get ready to go to work. Today, I actually was going to talk about the issue of rape. Thank you yesterday. The issue of rape. When we talk rape, usually the norm is to think about the man raping a woman. The norm is to think about some older man. It's just usually the male that is raping a female. Oluwole Oderinde, if I catch you now. Daily Omoli, I see you, Jerry, my brother. But you can't do that. No, you can't even do that. Just no. I prefer you have that towel around you than to have your. No, yeah, okay. My hearing has even dropped. Yeah, put that towel around you. You can run up now. It's okay. Run up like that. Run up like that. We're in trouble still. Anyway. They say you're back. Run. That's okay. Yesterday I see you too. That's my son, Wahala. I don't sit in this position, so it's so much like he felt so embarrassed. Anyway, when we talk about rape, like I was talking about, we actually only always think about the man raping the woman, irrespective of the age of that. If I'm on be now, irrespective of the age of that woman. But you see, on yeah, thank you, Wango. On what's this girl's name now? Juliana. There are two young ladies on Facebook that I love and I just follow them. They articulate, they represent everything I probably would have wanted to be at their age. Juliana and Nkechi. So on Juliana's wall one day, precisely I think on the 13th of this month, I don't remember what she was talking about. Shola Ijiwoye, thank you for being here. Tony, I see you. Adediron, thank you all. Yetunde Iyalaje Espanol, I appreciate you and I love you and I thank you for being here. Now, on Juliana's wall, Funke, I see you. On Juliana's wall, she had put something up. I don't recall exactly. I didn't look at it before I did this. My whole time friend, my best male friend ever, Donyo Yeshile, thank you for joining me. But I asked the question, which is where I'm going. I said, can a man get raped? And then a guy came up there and said, Madam Donyo, you mean, I'm sorry, Madam Ajokeade, you mean, this is too close. It was too raw for him because he said he was raped. So I kept saying, look, let's leave emotions out of it. How do you rape a man? Because my understanding of any man being able to have get together or get down or whatever is for him to at least be stiff first. One thing I know is that the soft one would never go into that oven. So when they all were just saying, the men do get raped, men do get raped, I said, no, I don't understand. Explain to me. Then one guy was so magnanimous and he came on the wall and he explained that, Madam, if you are being raped, thank you, Yetunde, for sharing this. If you are being raped, you know, as a woman, at some point, you will still be wet. And I thought about it because I have been raped before. And I'm like, oh, well, that's true. Okay, he said, did you want to do that thing? And I thought to myself, no, I didn't want to do it. He said, it's just like a man. If you touch a man on his private part, the tendency is for him to rise up. And if he rises up, thank you, Dele, for sharing. If he rises up, if a woman wants to rape, or 2-3 women want to rape him, they just sit on him. It's just a function of touching him. And then it will naturally just stand up. And the moment that thing has stood up, you can rape the guy. Because as long as the guy does not want to do it, then you have raped him. My issue is not even with adults that have been raped all over the place, male or female, bad as that is. I can tolerate lesbians, gays, and all this whatever than a rapist. Because I feel that the person, your victim at that point in time, does not have a choice. All this issue of you want a woman as a woman, you want a man as a man, is your headache. You chose it. The Nigerian law does not recognize that a man can be raped, but I understand it can happen, because until that guy expanded on that subject and explained to me, and I sat down and I rationalized it, and I knew that seriously this is possible. If you have 2 or 3 women, and that, I don't know, maybe people feel that 2-3 women cannot beat up a man, or cannot, maybe that's why they feel that it is not possible for women to rape. But let's assume this boy we're talking about is a 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we have 2-3 women on him. Naturally, he will be stiff. Naturally, they will rape him. Whether he wants to, they will force him. No, that's not, like I said, my main thing today. But I just wanted to lay it bare the fact that men also can be raped. Jabai, I see you and thank you for being here. How's the baby doing? And my love to her and your wife. Take good care of that girl, please. God bless you. Now, my point today is I want to establish the fact that men do get raped. Because I spoke to a couple of men too and they said it is possible. But that it is because usually they are ashamed to admit that they were raped. That's why they don't talk about it. Having said that, my biggest issue today is this issue of very young boys. When we are protecting people, when we are protecting our kids, the only ones who probably will think we should shield are the girls. When we were thinking of leaving them at home and things like that, what comes to our head to do is to protect the girls. When we are doing sex education and all these things, we are talking only to the girls. If uncle touches you here, if any man touches you there, if that one says that to you, then say you will die. Don't mind them, oh, you will not die, oh. We are always only addressing the girls. And this is the core thing for me today. We leave the boys out of it. We assume the boys don't need to be talked to. That's a big mistake that most parents, most of us make. There's a young man, he's very popular, so I'm not going to put out his name. And of course the family also is my friend. The siblings are we all grew up together. This young boy became homosexual, not because he wanted to be, but because he had a cousin, a older cousin, when he was about 5-6 years old, that was always bringing out his manhood for this guy to suck on, to play with. And the guy only thought that was the only natural thing to do. Up until that guy became nothing but that. His own cousin. This boy's mother and the older cousin's mom are siblings. Now, why would you think your cousin or your nephew, would ask your son to a room, or you will be with your son, and you would ever think, ever, that he's doing anything bad, he's abusing your son. You won't think it. You would just think they're doing their man-to-man thing, or he just comes to grab your son, age 5, 6, 7, 8, and it takes him out. Let's go play. Let's go do this. And then he continuously and continually abuses that boy. So much so that the boy naturally became gay. He didn't know any other thing. Look at that age. Because it was asked really what happened later. This guy has transgendered. This person I'm talking about, I'm sure, even with the little information I have given, a lot of people would know him. Victoria Adeleke, how are you doing? And good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Now, who would ever think, Eunice, I see you too, thanks. Who would ever think that a male cousin, older male cousin, will pick a younger male cousin and would abuse him? This is where I'm going to today, parents. Don't assume your boys cannot be abused. Don't assume your boys don't need protection. Don't assume your small boys are, they don't need to be talked to. And I have also I'm going to put something out to you guys today, girls, whatever. Please ask all your male friends if they will tell you who disvirgined them. It is all, no, don't say always, usually 90% older aunties, older sisters' friends, older woman in the neighborhood. I have not seen one that it happened with his mate. It's always some older person, older housemate that you think should be responsible for these people and teach them right. Now we don't think about them. We don't even think they're being abused. We don't even think anything is wrong with them, because we assume we should only protect our girls. We don't want the girls, yes, that's what I just said, and housemates. We don't want the girls disvirgined. We don't want the girls impregnated. But because the boys can be impregnated, we assume the boys are never abused. That's a wrong assumption, and that's where I'm at today. And that's what is killing me today. And that's what I'm driving at today. Many young boys are being violated every day. Many young boys are being abused every day. Many young boys are being taken advantage of every day. You are right. By housemates, by neighbors, wives that have been deprived by their husband. They now see this 13, 14-year-old. Maybe they have even peeped and seen his thing when he was bathing in the bathroom, you know, all those communal things, and they lure the boy. That's abuse. But because these boys can never get pregnant, bye honey, have a good day. But because these boys can never get pregnant, we assume they are okay, nothing is wrong with them. Look at the issue of the cousin one I talked about. A 5, 6-year-old young boy. The cousin comes and starts, and that guy till tomorrow was just that. The guy was just that. Till tomorrow. Most of my male friends, I have asked them several times, so who disvirgined you? It's either the friend of their older sister, or their teacher, or some older aunt or something in the around neighborhood. It has never been their age mate. And when you ask them the age that thing happened, you'll be shocked that guys will tell you maybe 10, 12, 13. 10, 12, 13. Why should a 12, 13, 10-year-old boy be making love to a 20-something-year-old woman? Why should a 20 or 30-year-old woman just look at a boy at 16 and you begin to abuse him? That's even woman to woman. Now imagine that a man is doing that to your child and you do not know. Why should anybody abuse any young man? We are used to girls being abused and being talked about. We overlook the case of the boys, which is where I'm drumming at it today. And this is why I'm talking about it today. And this is why I'm bringing it to the consciousness of parents. To let them also know that they should be talking. There was something I read on Facebook about a teacher The woman said that she was giving birth to this young boy. The boy couldn't have been more than 4 years. And every time the boy would take the mother's hand and put it on his private. And the mom would take it out like, what do you mean? And the boy would take the hand again and put it on the private. And the boy would, then the boy would come and sit on the mother's laps and be doing his, like he was just gyrating. And the mom was like, what is this? So she got worried and they questioned the boy. And they found out that the teacher in school was already abusing and playing with this boy's private. His teacher was already doing this. And of course, it was always the devil that would push them, because at the end of the day, she was screaming it was the devil, she was sorry. They never admit to or take responsibility for their actions. It's always the devil. Please, if you have a son, a young son, a male, or of course, whatever, do not assume this child can be abused. Do not assume because they can't get pregnant, it's okay. It's not okay. Do not that's why, because there wasn't a particular guy that spoke, said he has no respect for women. He said his sisters, because all his life, Nigeria Rice, I see you, all his life he's been abused by older women. He said most of the time, that was why when he now grew up, he was just sleeping with women, he didn't care. And then I said, why? We got talking. And he said, I was abused repeatedly by older women. So for me, they made they made sex seem to be nothing. He said he wasn't, all they had to do was just get him anti. He said the women were kind of almost so insatiable. He was always just grinding one woman or the other. I don't know if because he said he had a big manhood and they probably told each other, so the guy almost became whatever in the neighborhood. They almost killed that boy, but he could not speak out. He said he didn't even know that he was supposed to speak out. He didn't speak out because he did not know. His parents didn't tell him that, you know what, nobody has the right to do this to you. Nobody has the right to touch you. Yes. And that guy was just damaged, so to say, forever. Up till tomorrow, he doesn't care about lovemaking too. He just does it. And then when a woman is trying to attach emotions, it just looks at him like, are you sure you're well? Are you sure you're okay? If you're watching me today, if you're going to watch me later, if you're going to listen to this, and you have boys, please sit them down and teach them and train them and let them know no auntie, no uncle has any right to touch them in their private area. That's why it's called private. They're not supposed to touch them. They're not supposed to abuse them. They're not supposed to begin to make love to them at 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, they're not. They're not supposed to do that to them. They are supposed to let them grow and be wholesome. They're supposed to be taught all these things. They're supposed to evolve into it. They're not supposed to be abused. They're not supposed to be turned to homosexuals because that was the only thing they were exposed to. I have nothing against homos, you all know me. But it has to be a choice of that person at an age that person can decide. You don't pick a 5-year-old boy, expose yourself, your pee, and give that to the guy to play with from age 5, 6, 7, 8. He knew nothing else. He knew no other thing. That was all he knew, and that was all he responded to. You cannot do that and expect that guy to grow. Shegun Ajani, thank you for being here. You cannot do that and expect that child to grow. Would you even want anybody to do that to your own child? I don't understand why and how some of us do these things. Would you want somebody to do that to your own child? You are a woman. You are 26, 20, your 20s and your 30s. And then you pick a 13, 15-year-old boy. And you begin to sleep with this boy every day. Because he's his young boy. Because he's strong. You are destroying that boy. You are ruining his life. This is not supposed to, this is not right. It is not a norm. But Agbenga, thanks for joining. And Atitosi, how's Uncle Rauf doing? It is not right. It can never be right. Let us begin to also include our sons in all this sex education that we give. That is what really blew my mind today, and I chose to talk about. The fact that men do get raped, and most of our young boys are being abused. We shouldn't assume they're not being abused. We should not overlook it and think it's not happening. It is happening. Older women are abusing them. Men are abusing them. But somehow they just don't talk. They don't talk because we have not even, maybe they don't even know they're supposed to talk. Usually, even if a man gets raped, the man is likely not to ever say anything. Yes, it is happening. It is happening. Boys are being abused every day. Go and ask, Shegun, go and ask, thank you, Oluwakemi Joseph. I appreciate that compliment or that comment. Shegun Ajani, go and ask most of your male friends. Ask them who disvirgined them. You will be surprised that it will be some 20-something, 30-something year old woman that it was doing a 14, 15-year-old boy. You will be shocked. Go and ask. Go and ask. Most of your male, if you are very close to them, say, Pajimi, how did you ever first make love in your life? It will shock you that it is usually an older person. And if you ask them the age, after this podcast, I think we've done it before at the group level. If you ask them the ages that that thing happened, it will also shock you. Most of these things had happened before age 15 with boys. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. And those housemates, oh Lord, these kids are being abused. You are a parent, don't talk only to your girls. You are a granny, and call your kids, girl, whether it's a girl or the boy. Even talk to your grandkids. Don't assume, like I said of this 5-6-year-old boy, that it was a cousin that just turned him gay ultimately, because when the guy eventually was asked as he grew older, he said, my cousin, when he was about that age, that his cousin used to come and bring out his pee and give it to him to suck on and play with and so on. So that was the only thing he knew, and the cousin will also play with his own. And I mean, who would think a cousin? Why would your brother come to your house and say he wants to take your son out, and you will begin to ever imagine it in your head that he's going to go do that to your son? You don't think it. You don't even assume it's something that will happen. But these things are happening. Thank you, Jade Sola Jani. I appreciate. Thank you. You would never think these things are happening, but sincerely they are happening. So, if you have boys, please talk to them. If you have boys that are underage, please talk to them. They are not supposed to be abused by adults. No. They are supposed to grow and be wholesome. They are supposed to be complete men. They are not supposed to have been abused. That's why, you see, like the example of the friend that I just like, kilo de and share, one for being share. The only joy I don't care for women. Kilo de, kini kono. He said, if you know how I was abused, I couldn't. I mean, when he was talking, I felt so sorry for him. That guy is damaged goods. I said, but why? He probably, because me, he's not my boyfriend, so I never saw his thing. Yes, that's what I said, and he told me, because boys don't get pregnant, we overlook that aspect of their lives. They don't get pregnant, but they get damaged too. Look at the man I told you about. He said, too many older women, and he didn't even know to say no. They would just lure him into the room, and then they grab him, and then he's stiff again, and then they would do it. I mean, when he said they would make love to him. And honestly, when he said it never struck my mind to say, why would they make love to you? He said it was, so ultimately, he was just doing it. Even though his heart, his mind, nothing was there. That guy, as far as I'm concerned, was just repeatedly raped. Because you see, until we discussed that thing at Juliana's wall, and I actually remembered that guy. I actually remembered him later, and I'm like, oh God, so this is what this guy went through. They will get him into the room, then play with him, and then he stiffens up again, and then they make him to do this thing. No wonder this guy hates women. No wonder he just sleeps with all of them, and he has no emotions, nothing. Because somebody did that to him. Or some people did that to him. Because they don't get damaged. But that's what I'm saying. Because they don't get damaged, we don't talk to them. We don't tell them that they should not. My boy is not one that would not even speak now. He would even tell me, I guess he probably would tell me anything. But if anybody has ọmọdé ọkùnrin, especially those ones that are just, are the ones coming behind us that are just making family and so on, please don't discountenance the fact that your sons may be abused. Don't discountenance the fact that your sons may be raped. And don't discountenance the fact that your kids may be made to do things they don't want to do. Like the boy that I said his cousin was doing this to him and turned him to be gay ultimately. Because that was all he knew all his life. Don't discountenance all these things. Don't assume they don't happen. And therefore, leave your son from all the talk and concentrate only on the girl. If a man touches you here, if a man touches you there, if a man says this, don't mind them, oh, you will not die. Please extend this talk to the men, to the boys, with a view to saving them from abuse. That's my message today. Please post this, spread the word, let people know that they also need, let our people, let our friends, let our family members, let our people also get to know that they need to protect also their sons. If you have to install cameras in your home, especially if you have maids, please do so. Because once these kids are damaged, they're just damaged. They're damaged and it takes a whole lot. Most of them don't even talk. They don't say it out. Even the girls, until some get pregnant, you do not know. Or until some, and then watch your kids. When kids are being abused, they withdraw. When kids are being abused, they run actually from the people that are abusing them. If you watch your kids, Oluwabukola Unique Tunde, thank you too. If you watch your kids very well, for instance, your daughters are free with a particular uncle, but suddenly this uncle would come in and your daughters would just flee or run out. Call them and talk to them. Ask them why they're running from that uncle. In the same vein, an auntie or your friend that your son or your brother is used to playing with, or just doesn't mind being around, suddenly comes around or says, like by Jacob, and she says, me alone, and call that person and talk to the person. We just don't, I think we hate to hear that these things are happening. We don't want to deal with the mess. Therefore, we shut our eyes. We block our senses to things that are glaring. Once a child starts to run from somebody that he or she would proud have played with or smiled with or said hello to, call that child and talk to that child. Get it out of that child. Something is happening, or something has happened, or something is about to happen. You are a parent, your child is reacting to somebody that the child had not been reacting to prior. Please don't assume it's nothing. There's something going on there. Call that child. Don't scold, don't abuse. No. With love, with maturity, with everything. Let the child speak. And when the child speaks, you'll be shocked. Because if a child runs from somebody, especially those kids that really know that this thing is not right, that age of 10, 11, 12, they know this thing is not right, but they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to come to you to say they know this is not so right. But because they don't know how to say this is not so right, you have not discussed sex education with the boy. So when your friend is sleeping with him, he doesn't know how to come to you to say, Mom, your friend is doing this, or Sister Stammy, your friend is doing this. So, but when the woman comes in, and you know women now, you will not look at the boy like fondly or like you're playing, and the boy goes and walks off. Call that boy afterwards. Look at your friend very well and call that boy afterwards. And sit the boy down. Not harassing, not shouting, nothing. Breaking it down, explaining how wrong, explaining how nobody has the right to do that, explaining that he's not going to be in trouble, explaining you're not going to even you just want to correct it and stop it because you know the person is not happy being involved in that thing. The guy is likely to break down. Explain the person will not die. They say you will die if you tell me, it's a lie. Break all of that down. And if you're able to do that, you'll be surprised at what you will get. At least if you know that your friend or your cousin or something is abusing your child, at least you can stop that person from coming into your home. And you can stop exposing your child at anywhere to that particular person. Vinny Omoya, see you, and Angelic Brown, thank you both for being here. you can stop that. And thank you for sharing that too. You can stop that child from that abuse. We don't stop these things because most parents want to run from it. Even some, I have heard of some homes that the father is sleeping with the daughters and the mom knows. But because the mom does not want a scandal, keeps quiet. I wonder what kind of mother you are. If you know your husband is sleeping with your daughter and then you do nothing about it. Or you know that your second husband is sleeping with your child, his stepdaughter, but because you want the man in the house and you do nothing about it. As far as I'm concerned, as a woman, you are not supposed to leave. You don't deserve a child. I do not know how the combine $30 with Dangote. Now put Adenuga on top and make that person one man. Let the man now come for me. And then I will know that that man is sleeping with my bere or my ifakun. I will shoot him and call the cops. I won't just call police to come and take him away. I will shoot him. I will shoot and I will stand. Say, yes, I did it. You can't abuse my child. So I do not understand how a parent would know that's going on and do nothing about it. Over what? What is he giving you? Go and live in a room. Must you live in Lekki or Ikoyi? Must you? You will destroy your child's life because you want to suffer? Who is supposed to suffer if not you? Who is supposed to suffer if not you? Is it not you that you're supposed to suffer for your children? Now because you now see a man or your husband is rich, you want to cover scandal. What scandal? Let the scandal break as I save my child. Boys are being abused. That's the key thing for me today. Boys are being abused. Please talk to them. Watch them. Talk to them. Let them know nobody has a right to abuse them. Teach them. Especially you, if you leave your house with house helps, I beg you in the name of Jesus, possibly put camera everywhere. House helps abuse these kids like both male and female. The ones who abuse those kids, male and female, is even not so bad for me because I feel those kids cannot talk. It's bad. Please don't get me wrong. It's extremely bad. But the abuse that pains me and worries me the most is of the people that can speak, but they are not speaking. They are not speaking because they do not know they are supposed to speak. They are ashamed to speak. They haven't been told to speak out. They assume because they are boys they can take out, keep all those things in. No. My friend is not supposed to be sleeping with my son now. If my friend loves my family, loves me and loves my son so well, what she should be thinking is, if in case she has a daughter, is to be let us see if they can marry. She shouldn't be the one that will be enjoying my son's tomorrow. It shouldn't be her. Parents, please be a little bit more vigilant. Any mother that is looking away at the violation of our daughter or son is not worthy of being called a mother, and that's my point. And I stand by that, and I will forever stand by it. Please, let's begin to watch these boys. It is highly despicable. It is wrong. It is not right. Don't let's protect only our daughters because we feel that they can get pregnant. Yes, they can get pregnant, which is the reason why we do that. But the boys can be damaged. They can be destroyed later in life. And we don't want that to happen to them. I thank every single one who's taking time to watch me today. I am pleading and begging and actually just praying and whatever that you all should please share this thing because of the message. I don't beg people to share me. I don't tag people on my things. I just want people to naturally come to me because they want me, they like me, they want to listen to me. But in this particular instance, I'm actually begging, imploring people to please share, so that those women who have never given it a thought, or the men who have never given it a thought, that our own family member self can abuse their son, Let's leave the girl. We know that girls are abused. We all recognize that, or maybe abused. So we recognize that. We have trained them. We have talked to them. If they touch you here, if they touch you there, and so on and so forth. And because we also recognize that ourselves can do this, I have said put CCTV or whatever in your homes. Don't take a chance with anybody. So when you are not home, you can watch what is going on in your house. That's fine with me. But how about our boys? Let us also protect them. Let's make them wholesome human beings. These things affect them later in life. Some, like my friend I asked and he just told me, you know, most people will tell me everything because I too tell them everything. I don't care. I just talk. So they come to me and they say these things. It destroys them. The 4-year-old that the mother was giving a bath and kept taking his mother's hands to his private part. Why would anybody just do that? And then every time he would take the mother's hand to his, and it was giggling. He thought it was fun. If that thing was not caught at that point in time, that boy is destroyed. Chumba and Lubukomoye were destroyed. The saving grace was the fact that it wasn't the house girl. And who says even what the house girl has not been touching, because the boy probably would have been taking the hand of the house girl also to the place. But the mom was like, and then they said the boy will come, put the hand and sit and be doing, you know, things like that. How do you do that to a small boy? That's so wrong. You can't do that. It is wrong. If you want to sleep with a man, it doesn't have to be rich. Find any useless boy in the neighborhood. Take him to your room and sleep with him. Or useless man rather, not a boy. It is wrong for women or adults generally to destroy these young boys. You can't be sleeping with a 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boy and think it is right. It's not fair. It is not right. We shouldn't be doing it. That's my message today. Please share this tape, share this thing, share this message. I want the world to know that this is not right. And we have not been talking about it because they don't get pregnant. Excuse me. And because they don't get pregnant, we assume it's okay for that to happen. It's not okay for that to happen. These guys need to be also wholesome in growing up. And when they go through this experience, they are not wholesome. Thank you all once again. I'll be back on Saturday, 2 p.m. Nigerian time. I appreciate you all for watching me. And I can only say God bless you all. Please let's teach our sons to know to do good. Uncle Aji, Akin Ajayi, you probably have gone to watch the recorded version of this because I'm just like signing off right now. God bless you all. God bless you all. This is a very touchy one for me, and I want this message. I'm appealing, I'm pleading that you all should please share this tape. Let people know that boys can be abused. And like I said, if you doubt me, ask most of the boys, the men around you. Ask them who disvirgins them. Ask them. You'll be shocked that it's always one elder woman or the other who's done the damage. And that's not what we want in the lives of our kids. God bless us all. And you all have a wonderful day, whatever is left of it. I'll be back on Saturday. Thank you and bye. Bye-bye.